Meantime, firewall is getting powered on. I'll like to explain you the setup. See, from a firewall side, we would be having a LAN environment. See, this firewall is connected to this particular switch. On this switch, we have two VLANs, VLAN 5 and VLAN 10. VLAN 5 IP would be, sorry, this would be 5.2 connected on VLAN, this particular. Okay. Then VLAN 10 IP would be 10.1 on this particular switch. Then VLAN on switch 2, it would be 50.2 connected to firewall. On switch 2, VLAN 10, 51.1 connected to LAN side. Okay. So this would be VLAN 10. This would be VLAN 5 connected to firewall, connected to switch. Same on this VLAN 5 and VLAN 10. Okay. Let us verify on the switch side whatever configuration we have. So we don't need to come to switch again. We will be concentrating on our firewall only. Show VLAN brief. I'm having VLAN 10 and VLAN 5. Show IP interface brief. Okay, 5.2, 10.1. Done. Let me check on other side also. Show VLAN brief. Okay, VLAN 5, VLAN 10. Show IP interface brief. Okay, this IP is wrong. Interface VLAN 5. IP address would be 192.168.50.2. 50.1 we would be giving to our firewall. Okay, done. Show IP interface brief. Okay, done. Now our switch side configuration done. Let us say firewall is booted. I will go to firewall now. Admin. There would be no password by default. So you need to set a password. Just a username is admin and you press enter, then it will ask for your password. Now let us see, as per my interface or my lab setup, I have a DSCP configured for my port 1 on both the firewalls. So by default, port 1 would be having a DSCP IP. If you have DSCP server, it will take from DSCP in a lab environment. So let us see what IP we received. On a port 1, I have a DSCP enabled. So I got 192.168.100.167. But I need to do show system interface port 1. What are the protocols allowed? Ping, HTTP, SSH, FGFM. I need to allow HTTP also. So config system interface, edit port 1, set allow access, HTTPS, HTTP, ping, SSH, FGFM. Okay, this is done. Second firewall also, let us verify one more time. No password, then I'll give a password. Config system interface, edit port 1, set allow access, HTTPS, HTTP, ping, SSH, FGFM. Okay. So now I need to check the source system interface. What is IP? It is 168 and first firewall is 169. Okay, done. Now let us go to a browser. 192.168.100.168. Admin. I would begin this configuration, basic configuration. This is a site 2. FW. Okay. Don't want to save this. Okay. Don't show this again. So now this is my site 2 firewall 168. So what all configurations we have initially, let us see. If I go to interface, port 1 I have configured. You see, I have this particular administrative access allowed, like this particular protocols can be running on this particular interface. Okay. So what all things HTTP, this FMG access would be used for FortiManager access. Then SSH and all you guys already aware about. And port 2, I don't have any configuration as of now. If I go to policy and object firewall policy, by default, there would be one implicit deny policy, which will deny everything. Okay, apart from this, we don't have any policy also. If I go to static routes, I don't have any static routes also configured. Let me go to firewall 1, 192.168.100.169. 1 minute, guys. Okay. Admin. admin. Okay, never. Begin. Site 1 firewall. Same thing, let us check verify interface. What are the services allowed in this interface? You can see here also. Then any static route available, not available. Policy and object. There is no policy, only implicit deny policy. Now, see, basic CLI configuration we have done. Like what all things we need to do. Now we need to add this firewall into a manager, FortiManager, adding firewalls into a FortiManager. Before that, we need to do certain configuration. First, on a firewall side, I need to add this firewalls, or I need to enable a manager. What is my FortiManager IP address? Let us see. 100.201. See, there should be a reachability between a FortiManager and FortiGate firewall. 192.168.100.201. Okay. Okay. Then I would add a second firewall also. Enable. I am enabling FortiManager services on this firewall. And I am saying who would be my FortiManager. I am giving a FortiManager IP address. Then I will go to FortiManager now. You see, add a device. I'll say discover a device. 192.168.100.169. I'll give username and password. Let us see. Okay. So it got everything like the firewall IP address. Templates and all, we will do it later in the next step. So I will just try to import a firewall now. Okay, now I'll click on import. It will import policies, whatever policies was there on firewall, right? As of now, there is a implicit deny policy only. 1 minute, hold on. Okay. Okay, no problem. Just say next to finish. Now we have unauthorized firewalls. Site 1 minute, hold on. Site 2.1 should be authorized now. Site 1 is authorized. Site 2 is unauthorized as of now. So what we can do, I'll go to this particular firewall. I can even say, see, when we have done on this firewall, we have done a manager I added, right? So it will come to our manager. So either I can click on add device and go to discovery. This was we done for one firewall. Second firewall, what I can do, I can click here and I can say authorize. It will go for a authorization. I can assign a policy package or whatever provisioning template I wanted to assign. I can assign this way also. As of now, I'll not do anything. I'll just say import. Let us see what will happen after authorization. It should come into a managed FortiGate firewall. You see, this is a managed FortiGate firewall. We have added manually, right? So this should also come in the same way. Let us wait for some time. Oh, okay. Now it came to manage the firewall, right? So never installed. So let us install wizard. We need to install a policy. Okay. Or else let us see. 1 minute, hold on. Policy package never installed. So let us install one policy package. Default. Give me 1 minute, guys. Just hold on 1 minute. Let us see, there should be some policy package available. Let me delete all this. Site 2 firewall should be there. Site 1 policy package, delete. This was from my previous labs environment. Delete. Delete. Okay. Policy package object configuration. Okay. Then I am having a default policy installation target. I need to edit a target. Then site to 1 and site 2 I can say, or else what I can do. Hold on. I'll go to again device manager. Site 1 we have never installed. Site 2 also we have never installed any package, policy package. Okay. We will create a policy package, then we can install it later. Go to again device manager. Policy package we will see in our next session or after some time. So now what we have done, we have added our firewall policy, our firewalls into our FortiManager now, right? Now I need to do a LAN and WAN ports configuration on the firewall side. So now let us see how can we do LAN and WAN ports configuration. These are also two ways. Either I can log into a firewall manually and do it, or I can do it from a FortiManager. So we will do from a FortiManager. If I wanted to do from a FortiManager, again, we have two things. Either I can log into, I can go to individual firewall and I can go to system interfaces and I can do this. So for one firewall, I will do it manually. Then second firewall, we will do from a template also. So firewall 1, site 1 firewall, what is our port 2 IP address? 192.168.5.1. So I will click here. So what should be the role? It should be the LAN defined, a LAN interface, I will say. Then what should be the IP address? 192.168.5.1/24. Okay. Then there would be something called a normalized interface or map to. I would say I wanted to map this to our LAN. These particular things we will use when we are creating a policy, this normalized interfaces, right? Instead of calling a port 2 or port 3, I would just call a LAN interface there. Okay. Click OK. After creating an interface, I would need to write a static route. See, from our firewall, we need to go to 10.0 because VLAN 10, right? So I need to write one static route, create one static route 192.168.10.0/24. I would be pointing this particular thing to LAN interface. Sorry. Okay. What would be my gateway? 192.168.5.2. Click on OK. This is done. Now I'll again go to firewall, install wizard. As of now, I am not installing any policy. I am installing device settings only. Device settings means whatever IP address, static routes, anything you are configuring, that would be installed on a firewall. After we do this particular configuration, we will log into firewall again to see what happened. We have done a configuration on firewall 1, right? I just wanted to do it as a read-only access. I don't want to do any changes from local firewall now. I'll go to interface, interfaces. You see port 2. Now I have a LAN interface configured. Previously, I did not had any static route. Now I have a static route also. If I log into this firewall now and try to ping, execute ping 192.168.10.1, I am getting a reply from my core switch now, right? That's all. Now, second firewall. Second firewall, instead of doing it from a firewall, what we can do, we can use the provisioning templates. So what will happen in a firewall or FortiManager? Let me tell you. See, there would be an environment or you have 10, 15, 20 sites available. So all the sites have a similar setup. Now assume this is my site 1. When we will use the templates in a FortiGate firewall or FortiManager, it is having a replica setup. The IP addresses obviously would be changed, but the thing is port number 1 is going to your WAN side. Port number 2 is going to your LAN side. This is your LAN. Okay. So what you can do, you can create here also same thing. Port number 1 is going to your WAN side. port number 1 is going to your LAN side. Okay. So what you can do, you can create a templates. Once you create a template, see till now whatever we did is pretty much manual only, right? We will go into a firewall. We will go into a firewall device setup, or we will go into interfaces, then we will do all the configurations. But once we have a templates created, we will just assign these templates to a firewall. Now we don't need to do any manual configurations. On this template, we just need to assign a values. Okay, and it would be applied to our firewall. Same thing we can do for a static routes also. But these templates are useful when you have like similar setup on 3, 4, 5 sites, 5 branches or anything. Okay. So now let me go to a firewall again. I'll create one template, provisioning template, system template. There is one default template available. But before that, see, whenever we have a template, it is it is good if you want to apply template to multiple firewalls, you create a metadata. Metadata is nothing but a variables. When we will use the variables, if anyone worked on any SD-WAN or central management tools, see, variables will be used. Variables will not have any values. Values would be given inside a variable. Suppose I created one variable. This variable I can assign to multiple devices. Okay, device 1, device 2, device 3. So each device will have separate values. Okay, but this variable will be indicating what is this particular configuration available. Now, see, on LAN side, on both the firewalls, I need different IP address, right? I can create a variable like LAN IP, and I can assign this variable to my LAN port. Then, in going inside a variable, I can configure whatever IP address I need for which device. So, if I go here into a template, this is the variable primary DNS, secondary DNS I have given for my firewall. And if you go here, let us see. So this is a variable port 1. This is port 1 IP address variable. I need to create this variable in templates. I will show you. Then port 2 also we have a port 2 address variable, or I can say LAN address. What we can do, we can create a variable here. Here there is no option to create a variable. What I need to do, I need to go to system interfaces, advanced, meta fields you see, right? I'll create a new variable now under a device LAN IP. Okay. Then this variable I will assign to site 2, value of a LAN IP 192.168.50.2, right? /24. Okay. Now this variable I need to copy. I'll again go to device manager. This is a one-time task. Then you, whatever firewalls you have, it would be very simple to use. Now LAN IP address. Okay. Now I am not configuring any value here. I am just adding a variable here. If you see, there is no IP address given on this interface. I have just added a variable here. On a port 1 also, what I need to do, again system interfaces, again create a new variable. This would be for my device, again WAN IP. Okay. This would be variable. Again for site 2, what is the IP of site 2? 100.161. So I need to give same IP 192.168 100.168/24. Now suppose if I have another firewall, I can add another firewall also, site 1 also, and I can give 192.168. Like this, how many firewalls I have, I can just add the value in a variable and it would be applied to a firewall when we push a policy. Okay, so that's all. 1 minute. I need to copy this variable and I need to add into a template, right? So I will go to system, device manager. Again, for on a port 1, close this. This is my variable. Okay. Now I have added both the interfaces. I'll apply this. Now this particular system template, I need to apply it to any device, right? I'll select this. As of now, it is not applied to any of the device. I'll apply on this device. Okay, click on OK. Now let us go to site 2. Again, let us see if any IP address or anything is configured. Read only. Go to network interfaces. there is nothing configured as of now. So I'll go to firewall install wizard. It is applied to our firewall now. Go here. I can see whatever configuration I am pushing here. Okay. So now let us see. So with our variable, we would be getting this particular thing. Port 1 already IP address available, so no need. Port 2, this IP address would be configured, and this would be the DNS settings we would be having. Close it, then install. Let us see. Before that, let me say if I am able to ping 50.2, execute ping to 168.50.2. Okay, now I am able to ping 50.2 because I think it is pushed now. In a progress, 1 minute. From this particular switch, let me see. Enable ping 192.168.50.1. I think ping is not allowed. Let us see. It is completed. Finish. Refresh. Port 2. Ping is allowed now. So 50.2 is this IP address. Okay. My mistake. It should be 50.1 IP address. Again, we can go to system interface. On the LAN side, I have given 50.2. Instead of 50.2, I need to give 50.1. So what 50.1 IP address? Okay. Click on OK. Because 50.2 we have given to this particular our switch, right? Show IP interface brief. 50.2 is on a switch, so I need to give 50.1. Okay, done. So again, I'll go to device manager, site to install wizard. Okay, there is no changes, he is saying. 1 minute. Provisioning template, system template, install wizard. No records found. Why? 1 minute, hold on. System interfaces, LAN IP, edit 50.1. Okay. With that, I need to do some more changes. So now let us see. We will do static route configuration also. Then we will understand. I am having one static route. It is having this destination and all. So let us delete this and we will create one more static route. As of now, we should not be having any static route on this firewall. So for static route also, we can have two things. Either we can do via metadata or we can create a normally. So I will create normal. What should be our LAN interface? LAN subnet 51, right? 192.168.51.0/24. What would be my gateway? 192.168.50.2. Then what would be my port? 2. Okay, done. Then install wizard. 1 minute. I need to assign this static route also. Assign to whatever templates we are creating. We need to assign to any of the firewall, or else it will not work. Install wizard. Next. Next. Install preview. Let us see. Okay. Then interface IP also will be changed. Then default route will be going to 50.2 now. Close it, then install. Okay, completed. 2 of 2 is completed. Now let me try to ping again a firewall. Now I am able to ping a firewall. Okay. Now the last task, which is now see what all things we have done in this particular lab. We have assigned IP address to WAN side. We have assigned IP to LAN side. We have done a static route from here. Static route is available from here. From here, there is one default route available, which came via DSCP. Okay. Now, if this user initiates the traffic or this user initiates the traffic to internet, firewall need to allow this traffic, right? Or it will be dropped at a firewall level. So for that, we need to create a firewall policy. Policy can be created via firewall locally or via from FortiManagers. We will use a FortiManager to create a policy. Let us see. One firewall we will do from FortiManager, another from local also I will show you. So before that, you see, as of now, there is no firewall policy installed. I'll go to policy and object. Let us do one thing. I'll create this, delete all these things. Okay. Now let us delete all this. Okay. Now what I can do, I'll create a new policy, site one policy. Okay, NGFW policy based central net not required policy offload. Okay. Or also what I can do, I can clone this also. Default policy, clone of default, it should be site to FW. Okay. Then after creating a policy, I need to apply this policy to any of the firewall. I'll apply it to site to firewall. Okay. Now I need to create one LAN to WAN policy, right? On a site to firewall, if you see, we have not done a interface normalization. We have done an interface configuration from a template, but this interface normalization should be done. So if you go here, if you see, if I don't have interface normalization, I need to call this particular port. So what I can do interface normalization. I will say this should be LAN interface. Then I don't need to configure port 2 or port 1. I can just simply call a LAN interface or WAN interface. Port 1, what I will do, I will call it like a WAN interface. Same configuration we can do on all the firewalls, then LAN and WAN configuration. It would be easy to remember. It is not mandatory. You can call port 2 or port 3 also. But for our understanding, it is easy to do. Okay. So now I'll create a new firewall policy. I would say LAN to WAN policy. Then what should be our incoming interface? As I said, my incoming interface is LAN 1. Then my outgoing interface should be a WAN. So let me search a WAN. This is my WAN interface. Okay. Then what would be my source address? I can create a address object, firewall address. I'll create a new firewall address, LAN subnet. Okay. Type should be a subnet. Subnet would be 192.168.10.0/24. Interface, it would be my port 2, or I will say, okay, interface, I would say any as of now. Then add to group, advanced option, pre-device mapping not required. Okay, I will say site to LAN interface. Whenever you do any configuration in a FortiManager, there would be a change note required. Okay. So I would say, where is the firewall interface? LAN subnet. Let us see. From here, this is my LAN subnet, I would say. Then what is my destination? Destination would be IPv for all. So no need. Then my traffic would be accept. Then I want a NAT. Use outgoing interface as a NAT. Then again, I need to go for a change role. Added policy. Okay. Click on OK. Now this policy is added. I need to install this policy or else it will not work. Install policy wizard. I'm installing on site to firewall. Next. Let us see what it will come. Install preview. Let us see what will happen. Generally in install preview, you will get to know what all policy things you are seeing. So first, I would be creating an address object. Then this is a address object things, edit all. Then this is my firewall policy. Okay. Okay, firewall addresses and all. Okay. Close this and I will install this firewall policy now. Meantime, it is getting installed. Let me power on this PC also. Let me wipe this. I'll power on. This is a VPC, small PC only. Success rate, okay. Finish. Now let me go to firewall 2. 168 is a firewall 2. Admin. Previously, there was one implicit deny policy, right? So now let us see. Policy and object, firewall policies. Now I have one more policy from port 2 to port 1, LAN to WAN. So what is my LAN subnet? 192.168.10.0. Sorry, there is one confusion. It should be 51 dot and it should be applied. So let us again validate it. What I need to do, edit this policy instead of 10.0, I need to edit this. It should be 51. Okay. Fill change request. Subnet change. Okay, done. Now click on OK. I again need to do a change request. Subnet change. So if we have done any changes or anything, we can even go to our manager and we can edit that particular object and it would be applied to our firewall. So now see, as of now it was 10.0, but my firewall subnet is LAN subnet is 51 dot, right? So I need to change that particular subnet. I would say IP 192.168.51.100/24.192.168.51.1 is my gateway. Let me try to ping a gateway 192.168.51.1. I'm able to ping. Guys, 1 minute, I'll come back. Okay, I'm able to ping my gateway. Let me try to ping a firewall, which is 50.1. I'm able to ping firewall also. Let me try to ping the internet now. It is saying ICMP host unreachable or destination host unreachable from my gateway. So I need to write one default route on my gateway also, right? Config IP route 192.168.50.1. Okay. So now let us see. Request timeout. Let us see what is happening. It is success. Sorry, it is not yet installed. That's why it is saying this particular LAN subnet. If I go to logs and report, I would be able to see it should be getting denied at my firewall. Or it should be implicit deny as of now because it is not matching anything, right? So after certain time, let us see again what is happening. It is a request timeout as of now. Firewall policy pushed now. Finish. Now let us see what is a subnet now I am having. Firewall policy, LAN subnet. It is 51 now. So now let me go again and ping 8.8. Now you see I am getting an internet connection on my PC. So that's how in simple, easy to use, you can use a FortiManager and deploy whatever policies you wanted to deploy. And at the same time, you can deploy on multiple firewalls using one particular manager. Suppose I don't have a manager now. I need to go into individual policy firewall. I need to create individual objects. Then I need to create or I need to have this particular configuration on each firewall separately, right? Is it clear, guys? So now
Yes.
what we have done, we have installed our basic policy, which is our LAN to WAN policy, and we checked we are getting a internet or not getting a internet. So any questions, anyone? Hello.
Guys, any question related to this topic what we have covered as of now?
No question.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you, Mahindra, and thanks guys for the joining session. Okay.